This can't be right. Looking at the coordinates of this portal, it's leading us straight to Trederran.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure, and let me know in the comments below, and I won't film any more Otherworld stuff until I've got this. I'm not 100% sure whether I should be revealing this straight away or wait until people are actually in the Otherworld before we do this. So I'm going to say it's staying as it is until we're actually into the Otherworld. Okay, so let's roll the dice to see whether we can hold back the darkness. We cannot, so it just goes one down. Even though we failed, just because we didn't have the, it wasn't 2 or more, so we don't have to worry about that horrible rule. Okay, so we're going to be hearing voices in the dark then, and it's going to be, unfortunately, I think both Lucas and Morgan are equidistant away, so they're both going to be getting a bit of sanity damage, and it's going to be a total of 1 sanity damage each. Let's go for Morgan first. She's fine. Let's go for Lucas. Fine. So we're going to give our strike token to Morgan herself. And then Finn is going to try to move through, and he does. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Morgan. She's got a 5 for her roll. Oh, and also, sorry, we started off in the with this in place, so we should have taken 2 horror hits. So let's see if Finn was able to block those. He can block 1 of those. And then he moved into that. Then Morgan, she starts off in there, so we've got to roll for her horror hits. She's fine this time, and she gets to move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of feel like they're surprised that this is Trederran they've come out to. Next, Lucas. Lucas is taking 1 sanity damage, and then he's going to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. It's not quite enough to get him out of here. And then Grimlock is activating here. He takes 1 sanity damage, and then he's going to get rid of his whiskey to recover all the sanity he currently has. So yeah, he's back to his normal self. Roll to move. 1, 2, 3. It's going to stay by the gate. Now we can reveal this exploration token, which is 2 encounters and 2 doorways. So we've come out in an overrun power plant. And unfortunately, the only blocked off place is down the bottom. I say unfortunately because on this on Trederran we actually have these horrible radiation markers here. So if you go onto one of the spaces with radiation on, we're going to be starting to take corruption damage. But hey, we get 2 encounters. And this is history, guys. This is the first time I've ever had a Trederran encounter. So let's see how we get on. Abandoned ruins. This area is littered with wreckage and rubble from crumbled buildings. There may be something of use in all this devastation. All heroes do a strength check. Starting with Finn, he's got a strength of 2. We need a 5 or more. You got a 5. You may draw a battlefield scavenge card for each 5 rolled. Nothing here, 10 XP, but do we find some Darkstone? We do not. So that's for Finn. Right, strength of 2 for Morgan. Will she be able to find something? Yeah, she finds something. Blood-stained papers, battlefield scavenge. It's hard to tell if it's deployment orders or a final letter home that will never be delivered. 30 experience and I can recover a grit. Thank you. Okay, and then finally, Lucas. See, Lucas isn't on this tile, so I don't feel like this should he should really apply to him. So we're just going to ignore him. I'm just going to play because he's not on the tile. He's not scavenging here. So we're going to do a strength of 3 for Grimlock. Yeah, he gets 1 as well. Sorry, Lucas, but you're just not in the same Otherworld. Nothing here, but do we find some Darkstone? We do not. So that was our first encounter. We have our second encounter now. So we have crumbling infrastructure. Burst pipes flood the area and downed electrical lines arc as they dance across the ground. Anytime a hero enters a space on this map tile, roll a d6. On the roll of 1, the hero takes 2 wounds, ignoring defense, as they are shocked by the power lines arcing through the water. Then roll a d6. On the roll of 1 or 2, this was a trap you stumbled into. Attack. Draw a threat on the roll of 5 or 6. The last group to pass through didn't make it. Every hero may draw a loot card. Okay, so let's see if we can hold back the darkness. We did. That's a strike for everybody. And the commander's gas mask, we're going to give 1 to Grimlock. Okay, so Finn got a 6. I'm going to have a look through this door here. We come across a medical research lab. I'm pretty certain as well, I should have been doing this remains in play thing here. So anytime a hero enters a space on this map tile, roll a d6. On a roll of 1, that hero takes 2 wounds. Then you've got to roll a d6. So, I think I move 4 spaces. Oh. Every hero may draw a loot card. So I'm going to just keep rolling. So you all got a loot card? That seems pretty intense. Okay, so let's shuffle these up. And because Lucas isn't on here, I'm going to say he doesn't get it. So Finn found Darkstone. He's found all the Darkstone this time around. 20 XP. Morgan found an artifact card. Oh my god, we've got another fire thrower. This is crazy. Okay, so we can scorched earth tactics here, guys. And then 50 gold and 20 XP for Grimlock. So that was just the first space. So then the second space. So I think the first space is there. Second space there. Nothing. Another loot. This seems ridiculous. I can't be playing this right. Do you know what? I'm just going to say you only have to do 1 space on this for the first space you move into. Otherwise, we're going to be like drawing a ton of loot. So yeah, we're just going to say for the first space you do in here, you have to roll this. Otherwise, it doesn't take effect. So we've got him there. Okay. Right. Let's go for Morgan. Roll to move. 1. So we get a grit. She's already got a grit, so we're going to use that to add d6 to her movement. So she's moving 7. We move on the first space. Is she shocked? She is shocked. She takes 2 wounds, ignoring defense. And then, was this a trap? It was not a trap, but she did find some loot. There's still 3 people technically on this tile, so 3 things coming through. So Darkstone Rock for Morgan. So she gets 2 Darkstone and 20 experience points. Then Finn got another Darkstone and 20 experience points. And then Grimlock got 20 experience points and 25 gold. Okay, so she had got 7 in total, I think. So we're going to move her. Just onto that space there. Lucas is still in the derelict ship, guys. Now, the problem with that is he's going to start hearing voices in the dark because he cannot see the light. The light source went with them. So he's taken 3 horror hits from the offset, which he has managed to defend. Then we have to, he's going to get 2 horror hits from the drone storage, which he does take. But he's going to use his 2 strike to ignore those. And then roll to move. 6, more like it. 1, 2, and I'm going to put this by him so we know he's got another 4 spaces left. Coming into here is triggering this crumbling infrastructure. So let's see if he took damage. He didn't. Was this a trap? It was not a trap. 4 spaces left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know he's going to try and scavenge on here. Oh, he does. So we draw a battlefield scavenge card. Let's shuffle these up. Broken crate. 10 experience points, and he gets one of these things. So we're going to get him some sanity, I believe. So we'll get him another whiskey. And Grimlock. 2 to move. Let's see if he gets shocked. He doesn't. Was it an ambush? It was not. And he's going to try and scavenge as well. He doesn't find anything. Okay, let's see what we found. It's an attack. So in a 1, 2, or 3, we're going to be getting something from our special threat deck, and our 4, 5, 6 is just a regular one. It's a regular one from Trederran. We find some harvesters. 2 harvesters to be precise. And part of me feels like the harvesters are actually working with these guys, just because on one of the previous missions, we came across these guys and they'd actually captured the spy. So initiative-wise, these guys are going to be going just before Lucas and Grimlock. Immune to critical hits, immune to damage from explosives, and environmental weather sources, and they get to grapple as well. They're pretty tough. We have to find out what their elite ability is. So 4, so they get +1 initiative. So they're actually going before anybody, my word. These guys are coming in for it. They got a move of 7 as well. So, okay, so this guy's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, before that, guys, let's hold back the darkness. Okay, so we failed, which kind of sucks because it means we move this all the way up there too, which means we add a Growing Dread card to the stack. It also means we add a patrol marker to the depth track, then roll for discovery. So rolling 2d6. I don't think we're going to be discovered on this. Nope. So if the result is equal to or higher than the number of heroes in the posse plus the number of patrol markers, so 5. We only just didn't get discovered there. Right, so we're going to put a strike token on our commander's gas mask. Give that to Lucas. And now they go. Normally Finn is last to be targeted, but he would be targeted next. Okay, so 3 dice for... We'll go for the one against Finn first. 6, a 5, and a 4. So all 3 of those are going to hit. See if you can defend them. Oh my god, that is terrible. So he has a combat of 2. So we've got a 6 and a 2, so we'll see if we can... Yeah, we defend that, no problem. And then the other one is attacking Morgan. 5 and a 4, both those coming through, it gives me 8 damage. So that's going to be 4 damage coming through. She's going to use a grit. She's got so much grit. She's going to use a grit to re-roll that. Yep, so she's blocked it. Okay, on to Finn. Finn with his breaching gun is going to try and shoot this thing at point blank range. But let's see if we can roll to move first. We do. We're going to now shoot. 6 and a 5. Now they are immune to critical hits, so there's not much we can do about that. They're both hits though. Remember, we added +1 damage to one of these because of crits. We add +1 damage to this because we have... he is a Republic of Tarkon guy. So that's pretty shitty. He's not got any grit to re-roll that. So unfortunately, even if a +1 on there, we can't quite do enough damage to actually get through there. However, he does have his father's combat knife, Nicolas's knife. So we're going to do a free attack, d6 wounds to an adjacent model, ignoring defense and armor. 1. Yikes, that really sucks. So I think that happened last time. So it's just like a chink. Right, so now Morgan's going to try to roll to move. It's a 6. Fantastic roll there. Morgan is now going to use her pickaxe. Okay, 4, 5, and a 3. She needs 4s to hit. No, 3s to hit. All 3 of them are hits. She's going to apply all 3 of these onto this guy here in the hopes that we can actually do something to him. So, here we go. 5, a 4, and a 2. So, these are useless. She's going to, she gets to put a +1 damage on her Sergeant with a Sergeant Saber. So, she essentially puts 1 damage on this guy. So, we use a grit to reroll these 2. We need 5s and 6. Well, we need 6s. So, another damage. 1 more damage and this guy's dead. Okay, what can I do to do some real damage to these guys? I don't know. It's Lucas next. Also moves 5, so we're going to move 1, 2. He's then going to try to use his hunting knife and axe. Okay, 5, a 2, and a 1. You know, we'll keep that. Right, let's go for it. It's a 5, and with our axe, we get to add +2 damage to this. So that's enough to take out this harvester. And then, last but not least, Grimlock at the back here. 5 to move, he can't get anywhere, so he's just going to move there. And then we're going to roll for holding back the darkness. Yikes. So what happens in Trederran on a double 3, guys? Creeping darkness. Move the darkness 2 steps forward on the depth track. Yikes, yay, yay. Okay, so we find creeping shadows. Count the number of growing dread cards in the stack and discard pile. Then roll a number of dice equal to the total for each roll of 1, 2, or 3. Move the darkness 1 space forward on the depth track. Oh, God. So, we currently have 3 in here. So it moves forward an additional 2 spaces, which is just up the top here, guys. Which means we get another darkness card. And we have Crumbling Faith. All heroes are -1 spirit or -2 spirit of holy. Doesn't really do much to us, to be fair. So we do have Crumbling Faith over this. And this guy's going to activate straight away and attack Morgan. So 2 hits. And we will give a strike to Lucas this round. She defends one of those. It's 4 damage coming through. She's going to use her strike to reduce that by 1. So she has 3 damage coming through. Finn's going to roll to move. So he can move there, and then unfortunately he's in combat then. So he's going to use his breaching gun again. Hopefully this will do a bit more damage. 6 and a 2. We don't have enough thing to re-roll that. So we need an 8 really. That'd be fantastic. We've got 2. So yeah, I don't have anything I can do to re-roll that unfortunately. So that was a wasted attack. Right, let's see if we can roll to move for Morgan. She's got a 3. Okay, she's going to attack with her... Do you know what? She's got a flamethrower. Let's just use one of her fuel tokens and fire this thing out. I don't need to put the template down because he's literally there. So We get one shot with this. She needs to get 4, so she's got that. Now, if we can get 4 or more, we've done it. Oh my god, 4 or more. So, badoosh, the flamethrower just melts through that. Right, and let's catch our breath. So for Finn, he is going to recover 2 sanity damage he had. Morgan, she gets rid of 2 wounds. Lucas, 2 sanity, it's all he's got on him. And then Grimlock, 5, so he gets rid of 1 wound. He's doing okay, to be fair. These guys are pretty robust. Right, and let's have a look at our loot cards. So an artifact card for Finn, D3 Darkstone for Morgan, 1 Darkstone for Lucas, and 25 coins for Grimlock. And I did forget that anytime you find Darkstone, gain 1 extra. So she's got 4 Darkstone at the moment, she should actually have 8. The artifact we find for her this time, is a thermal charge. Discard throw as a range attack. If missed, bounce like dynamite. Any model in the space thermal charge lands in takes 2d6 damage, ignoring defense. We might use that. Okay, well, let's see if we can hold back. Well, no, actually, we've still got some movement left, but it's no good to them. They can't go anywhere. So Lucas, let's see if he can roll to move. He doesn't get any grit. We'll scavenge. He doesn't find anything. Grimlock, roll to move. Doesn't get any grit. Oh, he does find something on the battlefield, though. Trinkets in the rubble. 2d6 times 25. Let's hold back the darkness again. Please, please. 7, just. And then let's roll. So everyone gets a strike. And we're going to give Finn an additional strike. Finn's going to roll to move. He gets a 3. He's going to try and scavenge, because why wouldn't you? Yep, he finds something. Bloodstained Orders. He can recover a grit and gets 30 experience points. That's great. Okay, Morgan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll for scavenge. 2. Oof. Okay, so shuffle this up. Okay, so nothing here. We roll if we get 4 or more. We get some Darkstone. We get 2 Darkstone because she has a pickaxe. She's making off with a ton of Darkstone. However, tripwire. Take 3 hits to do 2 damage each. Every hero adjacent to you also takes 1 hit that does 2 damage. So Finn is going to be in trouble here. Right, here we go. So she's going to use a grit to reduce the damage by 1. She's going to be taking 3 damage from that. And then Finn, who's adjacent, takes 1 damage, but he sees that and avoids it. Okay, well, everything isn't good in that battlefield scavenge deck, clearly. Okay, roll to move for Lucas. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some more scavenging. I mean, this is their home turf, I guess. They're probably more used to finding this kind of stuff. War-Torn Dread and movement in the distance. So draw a Growing Dread card and add it to the stack, and add a patrol marker to the depth track, but do not roll for discovery. So they're closing in on us. Okay, Grimlock. He also managed to scavenge. This entire tile has been scavenged. It's worth noting, Trederran, you can scavenge place additional 2 times. So I have been playing this right as far as I'm aware. And we get 1 card for Grimlock. Rotting Death. Take 3 horror hits that do 2 sanity damage each. Poke around the ruins, you see something that chills you to the bone. You quickly return to the group, refusing to speak of what you have found. So, it's 4 sanity damage. Okay, let's see if we can hold back the dark. 8, we can. So everyone gets a strike. You can have a strike. And we're going to give an additional strike. Well, everyone's at full strike now. Yeah. So the gas mask doesn't do anything. So let's go for Finn gets a 5. 1, 2, 3. He's looking through this door. Okay, so Morgan next. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lucas 3. 1, 2, 3. Grimlock 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's our clue. So let me just check consult the rules. So we've got to basically draw everything out of our growing dread stack, and I don't have a grit each to actually block these. So these are just going to come out thick and heavy. So first one is Wave of Heat. You loosen your collar and button your shirt as a powerful wave of heat rolls over you from ahead, draining your energy and causing a sweat. Everyone loses a grit. So I only had 2 grit left already between my guys. We then have a Fool's Errand. As realization sinks in, you come face to face with the knowledge you shouldn't have come here. For the remainder of the adventure, all enemies do +1 damage on every hit. We then have Dread. Move the darkness 1 step forward on the depth track. It is nearly out, guys. It is nearly escaped. And then finally we have Stench Beyond Reason. The air turns sour in your mouth and your nostrils burn as you gasp for breath. The stench of rotting death and pain is overwhelming. Every hero takes 2 horror hits. For each willpower save failed, the hero also takes d6 wounds with no defense as they vomit uncontrollably. So let's see if Finn can do this. Yeah, so he takes 2 horror hits and then d6 5 damage. Okay, Morgan is fine with that. We're then going for Lucas. Lucas is fine with that. And then Grimlock. Grimlock is also fine with that. Right, now we have to draw a epic threat, but because we're medium heroes, I don't think we draw that. We're in another world, so we're just going to draw a card from our other world threat thing and do the highest thing on here. So we have 6 Trederran Legionnaires with a weapon of war. The weapon of war they have is a T9 radio transmitter. I imagine this is what they've stolen from us, really. So we're going to give this to a random Legionnaire model, the guy with the flag. At the start of this enemy activation, roll a d6. If this roll is less than the number of patrol markers currently on the depth track, remove all patrol markers and draw a threat card to add to the fight. In addition, in ambush. Otherwise, add a patrol marker to the depth track, but do not roll for discovery. So we're going to have to try and take this guy out as soon as we can. Okay, so here they are, the Shintaro Corps. They finally caught up with them. Now, let's go through Trederran Legionnaires. It's the first time I've ever played with these guys. So, unfortunately, they're going to be going before anybody. They've got initiative of 5. They have Trederran carbines, so range 10 shots are equal to the hero posse level, so it's going to be 3 because Finn's Republic of Tarkon means he's actually +1 hero level. So yeah, so it's 3 shots, 4 damage each. Shatter grenades, free attack, explosive. At the start of their activation, roll a d6 for each Legionnaire that is not adjacent to a hero. For every 6 rolled, a shatter grenade is thrown at a random hero. Roll to hit and for bounce, just like dynamite models. In the same when adjacent spaces to a shatter grenade, take d3 wounds, ignoring defense, and are stunned. It's worth noting stunned markers, they only ever give you -1 defense. They don't, you don't get multiple stuns, don't increase that. You just like that until you get rid of it. They've got movement 6, escape of 3, plus to hit is 4, melee is 5, combat 2, damage 3, defense 3, health 6. And we also have to roll. They also, well, discipline range to hit is now 3+, and melee is 4+. So there are a lot, it's going to be a lot tougher to actually beat these guys. And remember, we are also Shintaro core, which means their defense is actually +1. And those shatter grenades you're about to lob also leave a radiation marker in the space they land in. We get plus 10 XP when we get these guys. Okay, so to begin with, it's the start of the turn, so we are going to chuck in this. So we're immediately going to get 2 side bad tokens each. So we've got bandages and whiskey all around really here, guys. Okay, let's see if we can hold back the darkness. We do. Everyone gets a strike. But we are at max strike at the moment, so there's nothing we can... I mean, it's nice and all, but we don't get to do anything with that. So, Shintaro core. Starting into activation, roll a d6. If the roll is less than the number of patrol markers currently in the depth track, remove all patrol markers and draw a threat card to add to the fight. Otherwise, add a patrol marker to the depth track. So, we needed 3 or more to not cause a patrol. And now I'm going to roll 6 d6s and hope I don't get any 6s. If we get any 6s, we got shatter grenades, which also put radiation markers on the board. And luckily, no d6s had a 6 on them. So, targeting wise, this works out for Finn because no one can actually target him. I feel like we're going to split ourselves out. These 2 are going to attack Lucas. The 2 in the middle are going to attack Grimlock, and these 2 are going to attack Morgan. Okay, so 3 shots. Going to go against the guys against Lucas first. We'll start from the bottom. Okay, they need 3 or more, so there's 3 hits coming through. Luckily, they don't get anything on their 6s. So I got 4, a 2, and a 1. So the only one that blocks that is the 4, which means I've got 8 damage coming through. He's going to use 2 of his strike to reduce that. So he has 6 damage coming through. Man, that's just the first hit. That is scary. Okay, so our next one, this is against Grimlock. He's got a better defense, to be fair. So only one of those goes through. 3 or more for Grimlock, yep. And then against our commander, our sergeant, sorry. That's 3 hits coming through. That's going to do 12 damage. She's got 11 health. And she's actually got 6 wounds on her already. So, yeah, we need to save this or our sergeant is going to be down for the count. Well, she's going to be knocked out. Okay, so we saved 2 of those. We don't have any grit to re-roll that. So we take 4 damage. Means she's on 10 damage at the moment. She has 1 hit point left. Luckily, we just got a ton of bandages. So that works out pretty well. Okay, so let us roll to move for our man Finn. Finn, because he wasn't targeted, he thrives in shadows. He gets to heal 1 hit point of sanity, so I'm going to heal a wound off of him. And unfortunately, he can't actually get to anybody from where he is. It's a bit of an unfortunate position to be in there. And he got a 2, so he doesn't get any sanity damage. So Finn's just going to kind of move here. It's a real shame he couldn't attack this round. But you know what, actually, what am I doing? Morgan has the same initiative, so I can actually get her to go first. But it won't really make much difference because he still won't be able to move into that spot. So yeah, we're just going to move him 1 step closer. Right, so Morgan is next. What can Morgan do? Well, Morgan has a flamethrower. So Morgan is going to attempt to attack those guys there. One shot, it uses the D8 for damage, ignores defense, armor, and cover. Before she does that though, she's going to use one of her bandages. Gets rid of 4 damage. And then another bandage. So she's fully healed up. Thanks to those side bag tokens we just got. Right, now we're going to roll to see if we hit. Need a 4 or more. Nice! So it's a critical hit, so it goes through. But you know, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to roll 1 damage for all of them. And if we get a 6, this would be fantastic.
Burn!
Man alive, that was ridiculous. I didn't roll to move it either for her, and she would have got a grit, which is pretty fantastic. And she's, yeah, I mean that's ridiculous, right? She's also going to use her tactical leadership ability to tag an enemy. So she's going to tag this guy over here. He's the guy we've got to take out because he's going to be bringing out more people. Okay, so Lucas is next. Lucas, let's roll to move. 2. Oh, that's a shame. He's going to use a strike to add +2 to his movement. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, straight into combat with our man over there. Well, actually, do you know what? No, he got a 2, so he's gonna move over there, and then he's gonna use his T80 DS carbine. So that strike we used, plus the other strike we have left for him, we can add additional 2 shots to this. Okay, all 3 of those are hits. We're gonna assign all 3 of these hits to our man at the back, and we use a D8 for damage for this. Okay, so 5 and a 3. So the 3 is soaked up. We do 1 damage with the 5. And we got 4, so the last one is soaked up by the as well. Oh, although we get a +1 damage because we've targeted it. So I think we've actually got, I can't remember what that first roll was. So I think we did 3 wounds to him with that. So that's not terrible. Grimlock, let's see if we can finish them off. Grimlock goes to 6 for a movement. Let's move there. This feels a bit of an overkill, if I'm honest. Using fuel to do this. So critical hit, so we're going to be ignoring defense on this. It's 2d6 for damage, ignores cover, doesn't ignore armor. 10. Guys, that is it. With 2 flamethrowers, and we're taking out the whole king caboodle of these guys. We've discovered the relay parts, and we successfully completed the mission. The comm lines and relay transmitter were repaired. Each hero gains d6 times 50 gold. 50 gold. And they remove up to 2 corruption points. That's going to be helpful because we're going to definitely mutate with Morgan this round. She's got all the corruption. Okay, so we're going to roll for our corruption now. Just looking to see if there's anything on our characters apart from the corruption they've already got. Okay, so for our man Finn, he's got a corruption of 3, resistance of 7. He has 5 Darkstone on him, so we're going to roll 5 dice. Any 1, 2s, or 3s means we're taking corruption damage. Okay, so 2 corruption damage. Can we save it with our willpower? We take 1 corruption.
I feel different somehow.
Okay, we're on to Morgan now, because Morgan is going to definitely mutate this round. She has managed to gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 Darkstone this game. Plus she has her Trench Pistol, which has a Darkstone installed as well, so it's 11 dice. Okay, so we're going to be taking 4 corruption damage for her. Can she save this? She takes 1 corruption from this. But we did get to remove 2 corruption for doing this mission, so she's actually on corruption of 4. And Finn is on a corruption of 2. Lucas has 0 corruption, as does now Grimlock. So we're now on to just 2 Darkstone in total for Lucas. 1 Darkstone he got this game, and then he has his T80 DS Carbine. So he does gain a corruption, but he has higher ideal. So if you get a 5 or more, we ignore it. We don't. He gets a corruption. Union would not be happy about that.
I can feel my skin crawling.
And then, would you believe it? There is no Darkstone for Grimlock.
Looks like we're going to have to deal with these Shintaro core cowards sooner than we thought. Let's head back to command and report what's happened.